Om Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. About the ecstatic love of gopis, the topic is going on. Yashoda remarked, I don't understand your Chintamani Krishna. To me, he is simply Gopala. The gopis also said, Oh, where is Krishna, our beloved? Where is Krishna, our sweetheart? They were not conscious of his being God. Yashoda remarked, I don't understand your Chintamani Krishna. Some people might have used the term Chintamani Krishna. Chintamani is a gem. Whatever you think, possessing it in their hand, it will be fulfilled. So Chintamani, whatever you think, it will become true. So it is many types of gems are there. This Chintamani we saw in Pashupatinath temple. The king of Nepal in those days had all these gems. The Nagamani, which is on the natural gem on the head of snake, particular variety of snake, that one. Then frog, money of the frog. Then in the head of the elephant, inside there will be a bead. It is a bone actually, round like gem it will be. That one, Chintamani also, and Suryamani. Many gems they have. And this Nagamani is very precious and very costly. Each one, they search in Himalayas. If they find one, at night they go with small torch and search. Someone may get it. It will be on the head of the snake. And that one is there. It costs about 4 or 5 crores each money. That's what I heard. It is there in the Pashupatinath temple in Nepal. So Chintamani is one of the gems. Holding it, whatever you think, it will be fulfilled. Whatever you think, it will be fulfilled. So Krishna is like that. Whatever you ask for, whatever you think, whatever... Actually God, when we come to the understanding of God, God has the first principle or first the definition of God is one who is unlimited. That's why the term Brahman is used, unlimited. Brahman is infinite. Infinite means there cannot be anything else other than that. If other than that object, if anything else is there, it won't be infinite. It is limited by the other thing which exists. When we say infinite in existence, there is one absolute existence. There is nothing else, and it is infinite. So, when we think of God, He is infinite. And when it is infinite, it has all the powers to manifest in the way the universe in it doesn't limit it. It is its own manifestation. It's just like the water in the ocean is becoming ice. Ice is floating in water, but it is not going to limit. Your universe also is manifestation of God, manifestation of the Absolute, manifestation of the impersonal God. It is impersonal, is one unchanging eternal reality, one. There is no second. Advaita. In that, this universe appears like a ball of ice. Water becomes a ball of ice and is floating within the water. Now, this is not going to limit because this is what that is. That has become this. That is appearing as this. Water is appearing as ice. In that nothing else is there. It is just appearing. Just then, so it doesn't limit. Like that, the universe and all beings in it do not limit the Absolute. It is its own manifestation. It is there within it. And it is that. So it doesn't limit. But whatever shape you want, the water can take. If you want the water to your mind, suppose just like water, whatever vessel you keep, it takes the shape of the vessel. Like if you think of God as impersonal Absolute, it will be impersonal Absolute. But if you say it is impersonal Absolute only, then a particular aspect of the Absolute you are trying to present. Suppose if you want the Absolute God to be Krishna or Rama, a wave in the Absolute, if you want that, that Absolute will appear to you in the finite way with form, God with form. It becomes personal God. Now, personal God is your own mind. Mind wants God to see the God in that form. So God presents Himself because it's conscious entity and unlimited. It has no limitation. If you want Him to be come as a cow, He comes as a cow because He is not limited. We cannot come as a cow. Suppose my friend or somebody wants me to come to him as a cow, I can't because I'm limited by form. God is not limited by form. Any form He can take any time to anybody, for anybody's sake. So it's not limited. So all forms are the Chintamani. Suppose you use the term Chintamani for the Absolute. Whatever form you want to see, you can see in it. You can see any aspect of God. If you want to see Durga, you can see in the same, the Absolute presenting itself as Durga. If you want to see as Shiva, the Absolute is presenting a small Shiva Swarupa is appearing to you in the same Absolute existence in which you are also there. So it is unlimited. You cannot limit. Whatever you want, you will find it there. So God is called Chintamani. So that now the Chintamani can be applied to the Absolute, to the relative, because it is that which has become this. Except our life things. Now, so I cannot be a Chintamani. Anybody thinking of me, because I am limited. God is not any aspect of God, even including your within you as a Antaryamin, becomes a Chintamani. So Krishna is Chintamani means whatever way the people think, He is there with them. In that particular aspect. Gopi said, "Oh, where is Krishna, our beloved, Where is Krishna, our sweetheart? They were not conscious of his being God. So he is my friend, he is my beloved. That form is sufficient, and the love for that particular form is love for the Absolute. Because it is that, suppose I come in some other form, suppose you love me, love that you are loving me only. I may be in any dress, any type of costumes, but the same person we are, as a person we are loving the same person in different forms, in different ways. It is like a small child saying, "My daddy." If someone says to the child, "No, he is not your daddy," the child says, "Yes, he is my daddy." God, incarnating himself as man, behaves exactly like a man. That is why it is difficult to recognize an incarnation. All limitations. One of the powers of God is Yoga Maya. The Mahamaya is what makes all jivas not know their real identity, what they are. But in case of avatara, when the power, his own power, Mahamaya is for a whole of the universe, for all beings in the whole universe, not only on earth, wherever there are lives, with body, without body, all the jivas are under the Maya, spell of Maya, that they are not able to, means their senses and mind are turned inward and they are limited. They cannot see what is penetrate, cannot penetrate into see unless it is initiated by someone and is able to show deeper, deeper, deeper you go, deeper you go. He must be able to go, penetrate into nature and see the divine. Otherwise it is not possible. Normal eyes cannot see God. And when the senses penetrate through their own, the senses are deep to the outermost hardware, these instruments. Now when they are turned inward, they go up to and cross the intellect, cross the mind, cross the body, cross the mind, enter into the intellectual realm. That is Vijnanamaya Kosha, because it has to see the form of God there. So deep are they. Senses can perceive when they cross. When my mind dissolves and intellect alone is there. Mind is there, I cannot perceive God. Because mind is the screen with which I am seeing the world in mind. In mind I am seeing the world. World is hindering my vision of God. When mind dissolves, I can see God with the same eyes, but they are turned inward. The moment it is turned outward, mind comes into picture. Mind stands there to perceive the external world. So we turn inward, dive within, cross the barrier of mind, you can see the God within. Because all the obstructions are removed with the absence of mind. Chitta vritti nirodha, mind must come dissolve itself. In inward journey, mind merges in the intellect. Intellect with all the five senses proceed inside. Intellect is nischayatmika. It has no pros and cons. It has no flickering. It is definite. So it can penetrate go beyond the mind and get the mind merged in it and enter the Vijnanamaya Kosha and get the vision of God. There we enter into the Chidakasha, space of consciousness. Mind gets, intellect, buddhi gets completely charged with Chaitanya awareness, the awareness of the Chaitanya, the pure consciousness, that it becomes only consciousness, only Chaitanya. It becomes Chinmaya, then it becomes Chidghana when it tries to cross over the Vijnanamaya Kosha also and enter into Anandamaya Kosha. It becomes Ghana. There is no nature's partner, this one totally dissolved in the Chaitanya. So here we see the man, this high-sent person, even if it's enlightened also, he cannot depict to anybody, see his avatara. The person who sees, suppose an enlightened person shows another person, oh, he is avatara. Like when so many enlightened souls came to Sri Ramakrishna when he was there, before this Girish and all people came, so many enlightened souls passed through. And they identified him to be the avatar, including his own gurus, as the incarnation of God. But if they tell anybody, they cannot see, they cannot believe. Mathurnath himself gets a doubt what to do, what not to do. So here we see Bhairavi Brahmani, one of the important teachers who have seen God and is playing with God, master of 64 tantras, all the bhakti schools. She tells his avatara, Mathurnath Bishwas is not able to believe, who is looking after the whole temple of Kali, in charge. He is not able to believe. He calls for so many pandits, and they enter into argument with her. And finally, she convinces them. But they can't see. They may be convinced. Who will give them the vision of being? Vivekananda himself, till the end, could not recognize up to Nirvikalpa Samadhi, ultimate state of spiritual existence, where there is one absolute existence. Even after making him realize that, he could not understand Sri Ramakrishna is avatara. And after all those realizations, finally Sri Ramakrishna reveals himself to him, to Naren. Look here, was born as Rama and Krishna are here in this body as Ramakrishna. So this revelation, unless God reveals, we may not be able to understand. We have no power to know. So he's sitting, talking, eating, sleeping, everything is like ordinary man. Only thing is untouched by the world, untouched by the karma, and he has all the powers to give mukti to anybody just by wish. It is he who creates, sustains and dissolves this universe. Has come in the human form. So that's why it's difficult to recognize incarnation. When God comes as man, he is exactly like man. He has the same hunger, thirst, disease, grief, and sometimes even fear. Rama was stricken with grief for Sita. Krishna carried on his head the shoes and wooden stool of his father Nanda. In the theatre, when an actor comes on the stage in the role of a holy man, he behaves like one, and not like actor who is taking the part of the king. He plays his own role. When he has taken up a role on the stage of a particular person, he behaves like that person consciously behaves and hides his own real identity. And he has to be that, otherwise the play won't be there. Now and then if he reveals himself, the play doesn't tally at all. And especially when incarnation comes, he has to set a path to reach God according to the needs of the time and bring harmony at all levels between the religion, between the linguistic differences, national differences. So many things, man-to-man differences has to be dissolved. This resolution is possible only in divinity and spirituality. Even religion remains apart, though they have common ideals, common things, and small external differences make the difference. Non-essentials make the difference, yet they stand apart. Spirituality doesn't have. Just like energy, electricity doesn't have any difference. But through which she manifests, electricity manifests, there are differences. Electricity manifests through the bulb as light, through fan as a mechanical energy, through heater as heat. But there is no difference in the energy that is flowing. In computers, how electricity works, you see. It is making all things work and manifest in different ways. When you see a light, it is very difficult for anybody to see it is electricity. Light is electricity. Though we understand, but we can't see electricity there. Electricity is projecting out as light. Same way, the same identity is manifesting in different ways. Rama, stricken with grief for Sita, Krishna carried on his head the shoes and wooden stool of his father Nanda. In the theatre, even when an actor comes on the stage in the role of a holy man, he behaves like one and not like the actor who is taking part of the king. He plays his own role. Once an impersonator dressed himself as a world-renouncing monk, pleased with the correctness of his disguise. Some rich people offered him a rupee. He did not accept the money, but went away shaking his head. Afterwards, he removed his disguise, appeared in his usual dress. Then he said to the rich people, "Give me the rupee." They replied, "Why you went away refusing our present? Why do you ask now?" The man said, "But then I was in the role of a holy man. I could not accept money." Likewise, God becomes man, he behaves exactly like a man. How conscious and how total identity they have to develop, you see. The holy man is acting as a holy man. His whole presentation is so nice and so exactly matching that people were feeling so much happy. All were happy. And the exactitude with which he presented, they appreciated. They wanted to give him some money. All. But he did not accept because he is in the disguise of a holy man. He has put on the dress. He went away. Afterwards he came, "Give me the money which we wanted to offer." They said, "Why did you refuse and go away?" He said, "Yeah, I was in dress of a holy man, I cannot do that." So Sri Ramakrishna is telling, when we put on a dress, we behave exactly like that. There cannot be difference. Like that, when God takes the human form, He'll be exactly like human. Otherwise, if a little of Godhood also is shown, oh, He is God, it is possible for Him, but not for us. People think in a different way. It is possible for Him, not for us. He is God. So whole life, even end, will be like human. Only a small revelations here and there to make the people understand it is Leela of God, play of God, so that they contemplate on it and reach the home, the source from where they came, transcending all the impurities, imperfections. They attain the perfection, the perfected state of going back to the source. Once at Vrindavan, one sees many places associated with Krishna's life. Whole of Vrindavan, every grain of clay or mud or stone on the earth is considered as the holy, because everywhere Lord's feet has touched. Surendra, we were there during the holidays. Visitors were continually pestered for money. Visitors were continuously pestered for money. The priests and others asked for it continually. We told them that we were going to leave for Calcutta the next day, but we fled from Vrindavan that very night. Master, what is that? Shame. You said you would leave the place the next day and ran away that very night. What a shame. Surendra embraced. Here and there we saw the Babajis in the woods practicing spiritual discipline in solitude. Master, did you give them anything? Surendra, no sir. That was not proper for you. You should give something to monks and devotees. Those who have the means should help such persons when they meet them. How Sri Ramakrishna is bringing up in detailed form, you see, how to live, how to conduct, how small things, like when you go to pilgrimage. Don't look here and there. Concentrate on the divine, where you have come, what you have to do. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.